Most people coming to IU have seen the campus once before, or are at least aware that they might be leaving their beautiful hometown on the West Coast for the Indiana cornfields. But one IU men's soccer player, Quinten Helmer, committed to play soccer here after only seeing IU's campus on a video. And as you can imagine, that car ride from the Indianapolis airport to Bloomington was quite shocking. Helmer is a redshirt junior from Amsterdam, and I had the pleasure to sit down and talk to him about his journey to come to IU, his years here, and where his future will take him.
I wasn't familiar with the timeline, so here it takes like a year or two to get recruited. And for me, I just put my name in. I was like, all right, we'll see what happens. And I had some guy arranging stuff for me. And then a couple schools reached out, and I was very into college basketball. So I, for some reason, always had a feeling I want to go to Duke. And they reached out, and they came to Amsterdam to recruit me as well. And I was like, that's kind of like, in a way, the school I wanted to go to, because I always liked Duke basketball. I thought that was all that mattered. I was like flattered. I was like, wow, this coach from a big program is coming to like recruit me. But I'd been talking to Coach Yates. Like, I always had a feeling like I like the coaching staff here better, but we'll see. So then the coaching staff at Duke came, and I was like, damn, I might lean towards that. And then these coaches came, and then it was kind of just like sealed. It was like, all right, this is where I'm going. Like, I like the school, I like the business school, I like the people, and I like the soccer program. So it was fun seeing them in Amsterdam, not knowing them. I'd never met them, but it was like super like family feeling with my click well with my family, which is super important. Well, in the beginning it was weird because, especially when you're young, you think, you're the best, and like, wow, how is this happening to me? So that was tough. But I just decided to lock in on like school and have fun outside of soccer. I mean, I focused on soccer. Like, I showed up ready every day. But like, when you don't play, you don't really get as much joy out of it. So I just decided to, focus in on school and try and like meet people outside of, athletes. And I had a good time that way. So that was kind of my distraction. But I mean, as a freshman, especially, kind of the way I look at it, you're kind of in like nobody a little bit. Like, you don't really have a role in the team, especially in terms of like the social hierarchy or something. And now you're more involved with all the guys, trying to help the younger kids out. And back in time, I was that younger kid that was kind of just trying to figure out his way on campus. And as a player, like, you just always try to do your thing. But when you don't play, it's different. Like, your role is just to support the guys ahead of you and push them, trying to make them feel uncomfortable. Like, hey, you might take my spot, because that kind of raises the level. And now you should be like the guy that's being pushed rather than the guy pushing. And I like this better, clearly, but I mean, it can switch like on a day-to-day basis. Like, I can be, you can start everything now. You can be on the bench tomorrow. You just got to be consistent with the way you approach things. And I think I've done a good job with that. My favorite memory, like the fact that we lost in the national championship hurts like a lot. But it was definitely that whole like championship run, considering it was in the bubble too. So we were like stuck in a hotel in North Carolina for like a month. So you really get to like really close with your team. But overall, that's probably my favorite memory, just going through that. Clearly now winning hurt, and it still does, but that was probably my favorite experience. It depends what opportunity presents itself. Depends if it can contribute to what I want to do in life. Like, at this point, I can be honest, like the MLS is not really in like a realistic opportunity for me, and anything below that, I don't think I'll settle for. Not saying that's not a good level. Yeah. That's just not my priority, and I don't even know if that's like an opportunity for me. I just think at this point I gotta be realistic and be like, I think I wanna, prioritize like getting a job and something I can really do for a longer period of time, like the rest of my life, basically. So that's kind of my priority right now. I love America, so I'm pretty happy about that. But clearly, it gives me a sense of pride. Like, I love where I'm from. Like, I really try and represent Amsterdam because there's such like sense of loyalty towards my city.
As Helmer's career wraps up here, his last goal is to get revenge from that 2020 national championship game and win a national championship. IU will be looking to make another long postseason run in the next couple weeks. From Bloomington, I'm Kara Adams.